Yes guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. In today's video you join me for my Caddy and we're going to be fitting a new radio. I'm going to take you through all the steps of how to remove the old radio and fit the new one, along with fitting any accessories that comes with aftermarket radios. So this is the standard radio that comes in the Caddies. This is a Mark III Caddy 2010 plate, and here we have a radio that I got off of eBay. It cost me £100, but it is OEM look. So we've got the usual fitting instructions and user manuals. Got the ISO looms. They're all accessories for, I think it comes with a rear camera, but I might be wrong, but we'll find out soon. There's the main ISO loom, and here we have the actual screen. It comes with wireless Apple CarPlay run by Z-Link. My brother's had Z-Link before in his Golf R, and it's quite reliable, which is why I went for this unit. Let's jump straight into it. Let's get the old radio out, show you guys how to do that first, and then we'll start installing the new one. So first you want to take this trim off that runs all the way around the aircon controls and the radio. You don't really need a trim tool for this. I've just got both hands gone under here and pulled it towards me, and then we can just work around and take all these clips out. Once you've got that cover off, you'll see T20 or T25 screws. I think they are T25 standard. I've gone ahead and put new T20s in as I lost the old ones. Just got a T20 screwdriver. I'm just going to remove all four of them. Once them four screws are out, we can just pull the unit towards us. Once the unit's pulled forward, we can see the loom that we need to disconnect and two aerial cables. So I think they're broke actually. Just for a bit of background, this van's been completely stripped. This has already been out. Yeah. And with this, there is a little clip here, and we're just going to pull that. I might need two hands for this so I can hold the radio while I do it, and then pull this lever upwards, and then once it clicks it should just pull out and we can get rid of our old unit. So I'm just going to run through the loom and see what wires I've got before I go ahead and plug it in. So key 1, key 2 and back, it sounds like they are for steering wheel controls. I don't have any controls on my steering wheel, so they're not important to me. And a wire for antenna, again, not important to me. I'll only be using this for Apple CarPlay. I never listen to the radio, so we're going to leave that as well. There is a plug here as well. I don't know what that's for yet, but I think I'll figure that out once I start messing about with the extra bag of goodies. So I've got the ISO cable connected now to the original loom. What I'm actually going to do first is just plug this into the radio and make sure I get power to the radio, just to make sure that this is the correct loom for this van. And as we can see, I've plugged it in and it's booted up. So our wiring for power anyway is good. I'll go ahead and get the other wiring out, walk you guys through that, get it installed, and then we'll do a sound test to make sure the radio actually works. So I spent about 5 minutes looking through the wiring. I've connected everything up I need. So I've got CAN bus decoder connected to the ISO loom that comes with the radio. I have plugged in all the auxiliary connections. This is for if you've got subwoofers and stuff. I've not got a sub in here yet, but I will do in the future, so I just plugged it in so I don't lose it. There was another loom in here which has got different connections on it, and I've just pulled that wire in and it looks like it connects to this sort of plug. I don't know if this is standard or not because it's got labels on it for ignition and stuff. I'm actually going to go ahead and plug them in together. And then we'll connect the radio up. I've also got two USBs to put in, which just live here, dead easy, and I'll feed them through around here for now. And I have what looks like either GPS or DAB. I'm going to say it's GPS, yes, because that connects there. So I'm going to connect that also and get that stuck somewhere safe, and then we'll build it all up and see if it works. It did come with wiring as well for a reverse camera, which is here, but the radio hasn't actually come with a reverse camera, so I'll be looking for one on eBay that fits this sort of connection, and I'll be fitting that in a different video. So I'm just going to run through the connections one more time for you guys before I put this all back together. So we've got the GPS antenna wired in. It's actually a screw connection, can be a bit fiddly, just keep with it and don't cross thread it. This goes to this unit here, which I will stick somewhere in the van. All of our amplifier and subwoofer wires, which aren't going to get wired in, but I've just plugged that in so I don't lose them. CAN bus decoder, I think this is primarily for the Apple CarPlay Z-Link. I've got my 2 USBs wired into here. One's a 4-pin and one's a 6-pin, but they are actually only 4-pin each, as you can see down there. So they're here. So I'm going to go ahead, put them through first, try and wire them down to this side, so I've still got access to them. Put the radio in and we'll do a sound test. So the unit's back in place now. It actually gives us a lot of room behind it because the unit's so thin compared to the old one that we can fit all the wiring behind it without having to squeeze anything in. What I've actually done is taken this trim out, which has got the traction control button on it, and I've wired the USBs down to there. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to modify this trim and then plug them into the bottom of it and sort of get them held in place so it's like a OEM connection. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to connect Z-Link so I can go on the wireless Apple CarPlay off camera and then let you guys know if it works or not. So guys, all I had to do was try and pair my phone to Bluetooth and it come up straight away saying connect to Apple CarPlay. So this is actually really simple to connect to Apple CarPlay. It's probably the best aftermarket system I've used so far in terms of how easy it is to get CarPlay working. There's just one problem I need to sort out now, which is remote live for the radio. As you can see, the radio is constantly on at the minute and my van's turned off and the key's out of the ignition, so I need to work out what's making that stay live. So guys, dead easy fix. There's actually a plug coming off the ISO loom that came with the radio and it was connected. What I've done is unplugged it. As you can see, the radio is now off, and if I go and put my ignition on, radio now comes on. So that's that problem solved. I'm going to put everything back now, put the 4 T20s back in. As you guys can see, it's quite a good fit, looks OEM. That's what I was going for. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. More importantly, I hope you learned something in order for you to do this at home on your Caddy. That does bring us to the end of the video. As I said, I will be finding a reverse camera on eBay somewhere and I'll do a separate video on how to install that to an aftermarket radio. Other than that guys, make sure you are subscribed. If you're not subscribed, drop us a like and drop in the comments section if you've got any questions on what you've seen today, or you've got any videos that you want me to make, whether it be on a Caddy or just cars in general, and I'll catch you in the next video.